the cruisers, the British cruisers, not gonna make it.
Not gonna make it.
Not gonna make it, huh, Notser? Yeah. Oh, by the way, hey, it's Notser, and this is about the British cruiser line that is available right now in North America. Just unbelievable. Unbelievable. I don't know what to say. 24 hours ago, I went to bed thinking that I was going to play Battlefield 1 on Tuesday to check it out and inform people. I'm still going to do a video or two for the channel as a bonus, just showing off some cool moments, and maybe you'll decide, hey, maybe this is for me or not for me. It's too much like Battlefront. It's too much like Battlefield 4. It's not really like Battlefield 1, World War 1, and that's fine. That was the plan. That was my Tuesday. And then when I wake up, oh, what is this? The Europeans have released content on the British cruiser line. Oh, the NDA has been lifted. Oh, they're coming with the patch. And the patch is coming out tomorrow. Okay. Well, I really appreciate all the information that I had. So obviously, there's no content. Absolutely nothing. The last time I played these ships, they were fundamentally different. They used HE, they had different torpedo setups, and some of their inventory was different. They had boost, remember? They don't have any of that. The footage is worthless. Absolutely worthless. So, you should expect in the next 2 to 3 weeks a British cruiser game every once in a while for YouTube. I'm sorry if you want to check out my content before it's released to decide if you want to go down the line. I and many other community contributors were denied that right to inform our viewers before the line is actually out. And I'm sure plenty of you will say, screw you, I want to play it. That's fine, but you're not a normal person. You will invest your time in something without being informed by it.
Smoke generator activated.
There's nothing wrong with that, especially if it's a game. Who cares? But for some people,
Screen set.
they have valuable time and they want to know if it's worth their time or money. And that's important. That's actually what you're supposed to do most of the time, especially on a more important decision like your life or your family or whatever. So I am really tired of Wargaming consistently dropping the ball on the release of brand new lines. They should be exciting. They should be informed. The community contributor should make interesting content before they're launched. There shouldn't be a surprise that it's out a day later. What if I decided to take a week off? How dare you? You know, it's just one of those things. So, the British line, I will be streaming this. That's about the best content I can muster right now. My normal stream day, so you can expect a lot of British. We'll play a couple other ships, but mostly British for tomorrow's stream or today. And I'm excited to show that off. 0.5.13 as well. There's going to be the crate system. You'll see that. That's not what we're here for. We're here to discuss the British cruiser line and give you as much information as I can get in 5 to 10 games being played in them. So the British cruiser line, it goes all the way from 1 to 10. You start with the Black Swan and you go to the Minotaur, which is the way the Brits pronounce it. It's a Minotaur to me. But you're going to go from 1 to 10, and what is the trait of the line? Well, first of all, they only, and I repeat this, they only have AP. You cannot choose HE. The only British cruiser that has HE is the Belfast. So keep that in mind. Only AP, and it performs just like any other AP. There's nothing special about it. I don't notice any HE component. You cannot light the target up. Don't even waste a skill getting Demolition Expert with these ships. It's 100% AP. You're looking for citadels. You're looking to do damage. And What does that actually give you? Well, the AP is pretty significant. It feels like it's a little bit easier to use than any other AP I have seen in the game. Now, that's not a lot. You still can't do a lot against a target that has bow on or stern stuff. You gotta be careful. Very careful. It takes a lot of damage. That gets to my other point. They have a unique heal. I have never seen a heal like this before. It is basically going to heal you a ton. There's a moment in one of my games that I was streaming, I take a massive Citadel salvo. Probably does 25,000 points of damage, and I'm able to heal basically all of it back up. And that's because of the heal. The heal is unique. I don't believe it has any... I think it does 100% of the damage you take, as long as it's light or defined as such. It has just a weird trait to it that it can store more damage, potential damage to repair, than anything else I've seen. And heals really, really quickly. And it doesn't start at tier 8. I think it starts way before that. I'm not 100% because I haven't played enough, but that's one of the traits. You have to decide between smoke and radar. That's pretty much full stop. You cannot get both. You cannot have smoke and radar on the normal British line. That is also the location that you choose if you have an aircraft. You have no way of getting defensive fire. You will always have hydroacoustic, and you will always have heal. The smoke, radar, scout plane, or the fighter. That is a very, very, very heavy slot. And this smoke works exactly like the Belfast. So far, every single British cruiser that I've tested, it works exactly the same. 2 puffs, it lasts 103 seconds. I highly recommend that you get the premium version because you take a lot of damage very, very quickly. There's also another unique trait about the line. The whole line is a unique trait, by the way. If you want a unique experience, play the British cruisers. It couldn't have fit better with a country, honestly, Brits. Let's be honest, you people, yes, you people, are responsible for the most unique designs throughout most of the modern history. You just do things that other people don't do, or maybe you don't have the manpower to focus on full combat operations, so you need to use intelligence, subtlety, design to defeat your opponent, your problem. And that's great. That's absolutely great. And this is a very, very unique line, and I'm excited for it. So the other unique aspect is that the torpedo systems, if you have torpedoes, they only have 2 setups. Normally we'd say widespread and narrow. No, what you have is narrow and single launch torpedo. Even if the launcher is 2, 3, 4, 5. As long as you select the what we all consider narrow, and maybe they could communicate it better with an icon that makes sense, because really the icon is wide and narrow, but the narrow icon spread for the Brits is the single launch torpedo system. And the UI can't really handle this as well as I would like. It basically doesn't display that the torpedoes are in need of recharge until you've sent all the torpedoes associated with that launcher. It's a minor gripe, but it does exist. And it's interesting. I have been in positions where I have noticed right away I was able to do more damage because of the single launch. So it's pretty cool. I'm excited to play these guys. I know you Brits, oh, but you don't appreciate. I appreciate, okay? We fought for freedom. We have basically been friends and enemies our entire history, okay? All I hear about is the Brits. How you burned my capital, how we won independence, how you wear red coats, how we had to come and help you out, and you had to help us out, okay? The Brits and the Americans are very, very close, okay? I'm just as excited as you are. And I know you might think that's not possible, but it is. I enjoy this game. I hope everyone is excited to check out the British cruisers. It's going to be really fun. So let's just overview exactly what is different about the British cruisers. AP only rounds. It has a narrow and a single launch torpedo system. It only has hydroacoustic. It only has a heal, and it's a very unique heal. The heal gives you much more than any other heal in the game. Therefore, you're going to take a lot of damage, but you'll be able to heal a lot of that damage once you disengage. And then finally, your smoke is competing with radar, scout plane, fighter. It's a significant amount of things you have to decide between. I'm going to go with smoke, but you can go with other things. And the smoke is also unique. It is a 2-puff smoke that lasts for a very long time. You can also, this is something I forgot, you cannot equip acceleration module. It is just not available to any British ship. Any British cruiser. I'm sure you could do it on the Warspite and the Campbelltown. Well, no, the Campbelltown doesn't even get there, but I'm sure you could put it on other British ships that are not the cruiser. So it's very interesting. It's going to be a very interesting experience, and it's going to put a lot of cruisers into the matchmaker, which I'm sure the EU guys notice this far more than North America, Russians, or the Asians, because let's face it, Europeans, you guys are a bunch of tryhards. I don't know why you try so hard at a game like this, but, you know, to each his own. You find fun in whatever. I try really hard to make content for you that you enjoy. Some people try really hard to win in a random battle against 12 versus 12. It's okay. But what you're going to find, EU, is that the meta is going to be decidedly cruiser heavy and British. So, be prepared. Be very prepared. This is the Tier 8, and I have been told, probably by Brits, it's Edinburgh. Maybe? I'll have to look it up to confirm, double confirm. Again, this is all a surprise. This should not have happened the way it did. It's whatever. I would prefer that it get out now than later, but I would also prefer I would be given time to create content so you could be informed before you decide to take the plunge. And of course, the stream is going to happen. You're going to enjoy the stream if you're interested in that. The North Americans are the ones that get it first, so Brits, I'm sorry. Europeans, I'm sorry. Asians, I'm sorry. Russians, I'm sorry. I believe the South Americans play on the North American realm, so I'm not sorry for you guys. You're playing with us. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be interesting. We're gonna learn a lot because I don't know anything about these. I know about as much as you do. Maybe even less because I don't have time to watch any videos. I make content, I raid, I eat, and I sleep. That's my life right now. So we're doing pretty good damage though. 3 kills, 70,000 points of damage in this game. You'll notice it has some quirks. It's really sluggish to decelerate. It's one thing I've very, very obvious whenever you play it. It just doesn't want to stop. But when you want to move forward, it maintains a very quick pace. Now we're going around this island, going after the Hipper. You might notice that he'll have some angle. Obviously, he knows we're coming. At least he did. He's possibly going to send us torpedoes, so I want to cut it short and be very careful when I do that. But these British cruisers, they're so quick. They feel much lighter than they look. It feels good. It feels good. It's enjoyable. So he sent us torpedoes. We cut inside. It's safe. He would have to change his positioning in order to use torpedoes against me. So we're going to fire. There is angle. It's fairly significant for a low caliber AP shell, but you can see how effective it actually is. I don't know what they've done to the shell, but it doesn't react like a normal shell would. If it was angled like this, you would see much more ricochets. But you notice about 1-2 shells every salvo ricochets. Now obviously, when he's looking directly at me, it's going to be hard, and he's sending his torpedoes. It's very obvious, so I'm going to try and drop my torpedoes. He's killed before my shells can citadel him, and we have an enemy Shimakaze. This is another aspect that is very weird. Always using AP against a destroyer. They have a chance to ricochet more often than if you were to use HE, which would be a normal procedure for any ship, let alone a cruiser. Now I'm going to try and chase him, but I also have my hydroacoustic. And as far as the ranges are concerned, I believe hydroacoustic is the same as every other hydroacoustic. The only exception, of course, are the Germans. The Germans are really good with hydroacoustic, but it's sufficient for any attack you're trying to do. Some people might ask, well, what about the Belfast? What about the Belfast? I don't know why this is happening in this order. I assumed you would just get the Belfast, level a commander, and go on, but maybe they felt like, we've given them so many ways to get a British commander, it's not necessary that the Belfast comes out along with the patch. It could honestly come out along with the patch. Who knows, really, with wargaming at this point. It's really fun, though. I really enjoy the Belfast, but just make sure it is nothing like the rest of the line. It is very, very different from the rest of the line. So, it's not really a good representation of what you should expect. But, honestly, neither is the Scharnhorst. Or, what's another one that was released in combination? What was the Molotov? Was the Molotov the Soviet cruiser that was released with it? Not that that really matters, because there's a million Soviet cruisers that you could get for premium. But you get the idea. So, I will be streaming today, later today, as you're watching this, on release date. It's going to be Brits. We might sprinkle in a couple destroyers and battleships, but overwhelmingly, it will be the British cruiser line. And I hope that you join me. I'll try and work through any issues that might come up. I will be as helpful as I can be. I really appreciate that you're checking this out and laughing at my failure to predict this. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.